Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Feels a little different today. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, 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 man. I don't know the last time I've seen the Star Wars fandom this united, probably since The Mandalorian Season 2 finale. And, I mean, like, look, I'll just speak for myself as a person who loves Star Wars and has been, you know, pretty frustrated over the past year, maybe even 2 years, maybe even 5 years. To feel as good as I did while watching the episode and after the episode, to be as absolutely just ecstatic. Like I honestly today, guys, had the experience of being like manically happy. Like so happy and so excited about all of the different things that I like, not only about the episode, but about just this moment, man, this moment that I think we have grabbed from the jaws of defeat, a moment of victory. It's just been really crazy. It's been really special. I'm sure you guys have noticed, like, this episode has blown up on social media. It is an absolute game changer episode. People are going nuts. The internet is breaking. A lot of people are watching the episode. A lot of people are watching the episode multiple times. And, wow, what a crazy time. And Flapjack719, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. And, of course, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Callisto! Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Guys, I didn't think it would happen. You know, I really didn't think it would happen. I thought episode 4 was going to be really exciting. And then I thought episode 5 is going to be game-changing. But I was like, I don't know how this gets put together because, you know, and I even said on Nerd Theory, and by the way, we're going to watch and we're going to react to some of the clips from Nerd Theory because it is hilarious looking back at the whole thing. You know, the theory that I had trying to not talk about Marrok, the whole thing. It's really, really funny. So we'll get into that. This is going to be a big stream, guys. You know, we're going to be here a couple hours. Buckle up. But yeah, like, I just didn't see exactly. I was like, how are they going to get there? Because the whole thing with Ahsoka for me so far, guys, has been, I know where it's going. James Goes Fishing. Welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. I know where it's going. I was very excited about where it was going. I was a little let down with the first 3 episodes. Not super let down, but just a little bit let down. And what it felt like was, it's going to be hard to carry water for this show because it's not giving me a lot of ammunition here. It's not giving me a lot of stuff that I can point to and be like, yo, like, this shit's dope. This is fire. This is unbelievable. It was always more like, I see the vision. I see where it's going. And I'm really excited about where it's going. You know what I mean? Star Wars 6 fan. You are a Nerdvenger now, baby. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so I was always sort of confused. I was like, and I even said, guys, it's so crazy. If somebody can find this clip, it would be fantastic. I remember I even said on Monday to Theory, I said, I don't know how they're going to market episode 5. Because we know that's the big Anakin episode. That's the Dave Filoni episode. That's Rosario's favorite episode. That's the episode that, like, everybody was telling me behind the scene. Teebs, welcome to the Nerdvengers, baby. You are a Nerdvenger now. everybody was telling me behind the scenes, bro, episode 5 is like, it's like crazy. Like, I've heard so many good things about episode 5. Darth Josepher, welcome to the Nerd Ventures. You are a Nerd Venger now, baby. Make your way around the tower. So I was sort of conflicted because I was like, well, episode 5 is a ways away. Damn, a lot of members. Demo, FPF, you are a Nerd Venger now. And Dave, you are a Nerd Venger now. Welcome to the tower, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for the support. I really appreciate it. I was just like having a lot of conversations with folks behind the scenes and being like, I don't know, episode 5 is a ways away. And like I said, I said it on Monday on Nerd Day. I was like, I don't know how they're even going to market episode 5. And I did not see this shit coming. The Anakin thing, okay? At the end of it, and obviously spoilers, spoilers. Yeah, no, I will give a spoiler warning when I go into leaks, for sure. And I'll talk about the whole leak thing, too, because I absolutely could have done a better job with all of that, and I will explain it all. And thanks for the 5 gifted JJ Lamont and Darth Baba. I really appreciate that, guys. Mimi, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. Thank you, guys. So the experience of Ahsoka in the first 3 episodes, and I have my gripes with the first 3. Like I do, guys. I don't think they're flawless episodes, and I had some issues. And then episode 4, I mean, not only do we get that absolute incredible ending, but I think the episode itself is fantastic. We're going to break it all down. We're going to talk about it in depth. But the thing that was crazy was, like, nobody was talking about Anakin in episode 4. Like, nobody, okay? So I talked to a lot of different people, and, people come to me with information. And I'd always heard that the big one's 5, and yes, there will be more Anakin in other episodes later, but I didn't see it coming for episode 4 at all. And holy shit, it's like the perfect cliffhanger thing. This is like on the level of Infinity War going into Endgame. And what I mean is, like, Infinity War is like essentially the world's greatest trailer for Endgame. And the reason that Endgame broke all the records and was like the biggest movie for a while was because of Infinity War. The way it ends in that cliffhanger and sets it up, it's like, oh my God. And I think that, Across the Spider-Verse Part 2 will have a similar trajectory. That cliffhanger is like, that's intense, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's intense. And so for them to do it this way is, shout out to them. Kudos to them for, number one, being able to keep it a secret with so many different people, like, talking about it, et cetera, and, like, there was info out there. There's still info out there. And for them to keep that secret, fantastic. To be able to create that moment is awesome. And here's the other side of this, and I want to show this off because it's like today has been crazy, guys. Like, today has been crazy. And one of the crazy moments is this. Experience episode 5 of Ahsoka on the big screen. Click below to RSVP for available screening near you. What? What? Bro, get out of town, man. So you're telling me not only do they drop an incredible episode that has this crazy cliffhanger, that has everybody talking, but they're going to put episode 5 out in the movie theaters. Bro, they know what they have with what Dave did in episode 5, and this is magical. I wish I could go. To be honest with you, because, like, I would love to experience it in the theater and experience it with fans, because, and I'm not going to talk too much about episode 5 tonight. We could speculate a little bit. I'm doing video. I got a lot of videos coming out that are going to break some of the things down that I think are going to happen. But, like, I have just been told that some of the things that are going to go down in episode 5, like, to be able to experience that in a theater with a bunch of fans would be unbelievable. So wow. And again, like, dude, this is the same Star Wars that, like, has kind of botched like a million fucking things over the past couple of years, and dropped the ball on PR, dropped the ball on their actual shows, just dropped the ball over and over again. And, like, just by virtue of this show delivering stuff that fans want and being, frankly, awesome, they've now created this moment, man. And this moment is like, I personally, as a fan, I really appreciate it. You know what I mean? Because these are the moments that really make being a fan exciting. And there's a magic to being a fan of this and experiencing this together. And we haven't had this in a long, long time, because I'd argue even The Mandalorian Season 2 and the ending with Luke, I would argue even that is not applicable to this, because it was over. Like, the Luke Skywalker stuff was that was the end, and it was over, right? So for all intents and purposes, we were like, well, that's a nice little end, you know, for it, but that doesn't, there's nothing else to, like, go into. This is a cliffhanger that is established in the middle of a season with a fan favorite character in an episode that broke the internet. So regardless, it's like almost regardless of what happens in episode 5, they've already created a moment. And I mean, bro, like, I'll be honest with you, like, real talk. And by the way, you can absolutely ban Melvin. Like, dude, I got nothing but love for Melvin, but, like, I'm not gonna let, like, some Grinch fucking helmet motherfucker, like, just be all butthurt. Like, you can ban that motherfucker, like, immediately. I can unban him later. It's fine. But, like, nah, man, you don't gotta come in here and try to poop in our cereal. Like, what a weak-ass hater type energy shit anyway. You know what I mean? But I do have love for the type of loser that Melvin is, and the chronic online, like, little man syndrome. Like, I get it. I actually do have I got a lot of love for Melvin, to be honest. Like, real talk. I feel bad for him. But you don't gotta let him in chat. You know what I mean? But I don't even know when's the last time that we've even had this from Marvel. You know what I mean? Like, that's the really crazy part to start to contemplate, is like, when's the last time we've even had this from Marvel? Like, I guess maybe Loki. You could argue just the lead up to Endgame. You know what I mean? No Way Home. Yeah, I would say No Way Home had a similar energy. Definitely. But you know the difference? And this is something that, like, we're probably going to go all over the place tonight with, like, the different takes and, like, the thoughts and all that sort of stuff. But like, I feel like even No Way Home doesn't have the same oomph as, like, what we're having right now, because it's a singular canon. It's the most important Star Wars character. Like, it is the chosen one. And the context, I mean, like, the thing that I kind of keep coming back to is, like, this isn't just a cameo. Do you know what I mean? Like, this isn't just a cameo. I know there's going to be people that say that. I know there's going to be people that bring that up and that want to, you know, say that and how do you even say it? They just want to make light of it, I guess, right? But dude, it's so much deeper than that. And from what I've heard, without spoiling anything, I think Dave might do something with the Anakin character that nobody's really been able to do And that's like really redeem the character. You know what I mean? Like really redeem Anakin. Because like we talk about it. Like people say it. People say like, oh yeah, Luke redeemed him. He's redeemed. You know, all of these different things. But it's never been actually laid out in front of us in a way that I think we can all sit back and agree and be like, well, yeah, I guess he is redeemed. You know what I mean? So like I said, we'll talk more about that or anything, but I just wanted to start this entire stream by saying that I'm very grateful that we have this moment, and I appreciate Dave and I appreciate the whole team, and like, dude, people, you gotta understand, man, I get hit up by folks that work on these things, on these shows, and a lot of these people are doing the best they can, and a lot of these people care, and they're trying to put in good work, and they care about us, the fans. And I think some of that gets clouded and some of that gets lost because they have corporate overlords, and there are considerations, you know, via Disney and via some of the executives that they have little control over. And it's a feel-good moment for the fandom that this episode delivered in the way that it did, and that everybody involved can look at what's going on because it's obvious. If you look online, it's obvious what's happening. And that's great, and I'm happy for them. You know what I mean? I'm happy for them. And, I haven't tweeted this yet. I'm going to tweet it tomorrow. But, Star Wars fans are really good at complaining, and I am one of them. You know what I mean? So I get it. And we can be pretty loud. But if you like Ahsoka the way I like Ahsoka, you should tweet about it. You should talk about it. You should retweet. You should shout about it. I feel like we need to let Lucasfilm know unequivocally that this direction, this vibe, this energy, this ballsiness, this is exactly what we want. Exactly what we want and exactly what we need. So, yeah, we'll just start there. Now, of course, before we get into all the goodness of breaking it all down. Uh-oh, wait, is there something going on? You guys are saying it's lagging? Is there lag? Are we lagging out? Before we get into breaking it all down, I do want to plug the Unity comic, man. And I want to say shout out to Heavy Spoilers. I appreciate Paul, and he did a very cool shout out in his Ahsoka breakdown video today and gave us a very nice boost on the Kickstarter. And we're just about at 41,000, got 9,000 to go, 13 days left, and we will be doing a drawing for it's not a doll, it's the first official Unity action figure, and one lucky backer will get this, and we'll do the drawing for this later tonight. Also, I want to say to everybody that's already supported that wants to help out, give us a little extra of a boost, we've added a couple items to the Kickstarter, okay? Number one, I added a digital tier. I had a bunch of people hit me up in foreign markets that were like, I want to support, I want to read the book, but I don't want to do shipping. I don't want to mess with all that. So I was like, okay, I'll do a digital tier. So there is a digital tier where you get both versions of the book in digital. We've added a couple of bundles. If you want to get extra copies of the Unity softcover book, maybe you want to do it for gifts, spread the love, get it out there. There is a 2-cover bundle, which will save you some money. And then there's a 4-cover bundle, which will save you money as well. There is 4 t-shirt designs on the Kickstarter, and there are multiple ways to get these. You can go in and manage your pledge and add the t-shirts, add whatever you want. That's one way to do it. You can also just message me privately and adjust the level of support. There's like a way to give additional money to the Kickstarter So if you can't figure out the manage your pledge thing, you can always hit me up. But yeah, man, added some dope stuff just to help give us a little bit of an extra boost to get funded and bring Unity to life. And I appreciate all the support, man. I am stoked to get this comic book created, to get this out there into the world. So thank you guys. Thanks to Paul. I appreciate the love. Go check out Unity on Kickstarter right now. Go check it out. All right. Let's get this thing pulled up, man. Let's go through the actual episode. I want to break down sort of my thoughts on how it all went down. And then we're going to talk about all the craziness, the Vader theme. You know, what does it mean? Is that Anakin? Is it not? Is she dead? Is she not? Et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, by the way, too, I told you guys on stream yesterday. I told you guys on stream last night. I wasn't sure what the rating should be for the episode, right? I was like, it's probably a 9 out of 10. It could be a 10 out of 10. Oh, ironic that it's at 40K. Yeah, that is cool. That is pretty cool. And I was like, I gotta watch it again, right? And that's just how I roll. Like, I've gotta watch it twice for sure to like get a full review, especially if I'm handing out a 10. If I'm handing out a 10, I gotta watch that again with a critical eye, and I gotta be sure. And it's a 10, man. It's a 10. I watched it again last night, and I was like, it's a 10. Even the Balin fight, which if you remember, yesterday, I was a little bit like, oh, I don't know. The Balin fight was a little bit clanky. I prefer the fights in the Force. Rewatching that Balin fight last night, I was like, whoa. Especially because I was watching on the OLED. I had it on the big screen, and I was just like, whoa. Dude, it's tight, bro. Oh, my God. That fucking fight is fantastic. There are a couple of moments in the Balin fight where I'm like, bro, Balin is him. Like, Balin is him, and it's really, really cool. So I'm excited. Let's break it down, right? Let me get this pulled up, and we'll go through everything that happens, and we'll talk about it. And we'll talk about it together. God, this is just, it's the best, man. So much better than being upset, angry, etc. about it. Pretty hyped. Okay, so episode starts off at where they landed in the forest. And, you know, they're like tinkering, you know. Ahsoka's like standing outside, just kind of sensing the moment. And I gotta be honest, like the first time you watch these scenes, at least for me, I was like, oh, okay, like it's good, but you know, like a little bit like we have this like it felt a little weird that Ahsoka's like, we might have to destroy this shit. You know what I mean? But once you know like where it's going, once you know like that it's essentially setting up Sabine's turn, because Sabine kind of heel turns. You know what I mean? Like, once you know that's the way that's like what he's building towards, whew, it like makes a lot of sense. And I really do enjoy the conversation here between them and the sort of like ominous factor that it sets up, and Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire, you know, and we were all like, she said it, you know. Really interesting. By the way, Huang, dude, continues to be probably like one of my favorite new characters out of the show. Absolutely awesome. He literally is good at fighting as well. Like, what? Like, this droid's badass. He's been around for like 30,000 years. Yeah, he's got hands, bro. Like, he actually can put up a fight. And he had like the weird like things on his backpack hitting him as well. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. And another thing that really pushes this episode is the sort of ticking time bomb of it all. Right? So they're on the clock, essentially, right away when they get there. And the device is charting and downloading the exact coordinates, taking it up to the Eye of Sion, etc., etc. And it gives this, like, urgency to the entire episode. It's a very good framing device. And so I really, really liked it. And, you know, they have the conversation here. And, yeah, as Paul pointed out in his breakdown, I thought it was pretty funny. Look at how happy she is to receive, you know, sort of some love from Balin and whatever. And then the look she gives, like, that's the Balin look. And then that's the Shin look, or the look for Morgan. She does not like that witch, man. She is not about it. And I love it. Like, it's just a nice, fun little character thing, you know? That she has such a fucking problem with Morgan. I thought it was fantastic. And then, you know, we get the end of that setup where Balin essentially sets the ticking time bomb off, right? Like, what does he say? He says, let's see here. Oh, yeah, what he says, like, right before this. We best get underway soon. Yeah, so he, like, sets the urgency. And she's like, is that fear? And he's like, experience. And then we cut to the thing I thought was really cool. We get to the shots of, you know, Sabine armored up, you know, getting ready to go. And you know, again, they're just playing around with this idea of how much Ezra means to her. And it's effective. I think there's perhaps better ways to do it, but at the end of the day, like, yeah, they're setting that up, and then we get into the clip that we saw online where Huang gets, you know, attacked. And also, dude, I absolutely love the flourish that denotes the crazy, like, action, like something mysterious, like something being exposed, and then, like, he looks over and sees, you know, well, nothing, but like, it's so Star Wars, like that little flourish, like nailing these little moments, right? And then the droids come in, we get some awesome droid fighting. I love that Huang takes the power out to get their attention. That was pretty clever, like, to be honest with you. Like, that was pretty clever. So I was down with that. And then we get the little action scene here that, again, we saw in the clip. It's good, you know? It's not great, but it's good. And I actually felt like it was edited better in the episode. It feels like they take out a couple of shots for the preview they did on social media. And so it flowed together nice. So, like, at this point in the episode, I'm like, great start. I'm loving it. But, like, you know, it's nothing, like, crazy. But it does set up well. And it's, like, you know, it's really fun. So then we get into him telling them to stay together. And they're like, yeah, we'll stay together, which, of course, they don't. But it was cool that he knows enough about the two of them to suggest that they should stay together, right? Then we get a cut to the Republic, to the fleet. And at first, when I saw this, I was like, dude, what? She's not going to bring the actual fleet. Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? But instead, it is her deciding. And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. It's like vintage Hera that she's like, hell nah. I'm going to leave the fleet and I'm going to go get, I'm going to go help my friends. You know what I mean? And, you know, this guy, I got to be honest, like, not my favorite, you know, thing, not my favorite performance, but it's a Star Wars thing. You watch enough Clone Wars, you get it. Like, there's just weird, goofy little characters that say ridiculous stuff. It's fine. This is obviously not a character that, frankly, matters all that much, so I'm not that upset about it. Dude, the shots of the fleet continued to be amazing. I don't know how, but they look better than any other Disney Plus show, and I just really love seeing these guys get together and go out there. And to me, as a person that, frankly, has not loved Hera in the first 3 episodes, I felt like Hera was incredible in this episode, and maybe just by virtue of, like, Jason and the way she talks to him, and you know, the other X-Wing pilot and all that, it just felt more like Hera from Rebels to me. So great stuff. They're going out in the X-Wing, and then we get that sick shot of the Scion coming out. Like, oh, dude, it's so cool, man. Love that stuff. And again, we're still on the clock. Morgan's like, yeah, like, download the stuff, blah, 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 blah. Let's get out of here. And they set up in this scene the sort of danger of what this hyperspace jump actually is, right? Because, again, this is not just a regular hyperspace jump, which is already crazy and, like, really risky and weird. But in this show, because it's literally across 2 galaxies over this huge void, it's even more dangerous and it's even more serious. So one of the things I was thinking about was, like, we've seen different hyperspace jumps that are meant to put a new twist on it or get it like more scary. Like for instance in Force Awakens, when he hyperspace jumps out of the actual docking bay, that's like a big deal and it's supposed to be crazy. Like, can you even do this? What'll happen? But I don't really feel any tension. I don't really feel like, oh, there's a risk here. Like, oh, this is crazy. I didn't feel it at all. In Rogue One, they're trying to escape Jeddah. And the coordinates are not quite done, and Diego Luna says, here, I'll help, and like just goes, right? And just does it. But I don't feel any tension. I don't feel anything, really. I'm just like, okay, yeah, we're doing a jump. We're doing a hyperspace jump. Somehow this show is able to take something as simple as a hyperspace jump and make it way more meaningful, way more crazy, unpredictable. There's so much tension to it. It's awesome. And this sets that up because Balin's basically being like, you do realize we're going from galaxy to galaxy, and if you mess this up even a little bit, we will be trapped in the void forever. You know, and like later on when the actual scene happens, when they launch and like Balin's looking around, the weird music and the sound effects that he uses, like, whoa, man, like very, very cool stuff. So I really appreciated that scene and sort of setting up the, they set up the ticking clock a little bit more with the fact that the stuff's being downloaded, right? So like right here, I think you see one of them go, right? Maybe not. Don't they start to like go yellow or whatever? Okay, maybe not yet. And then we get into the actual confrontation here. This is like the mini boss part of the episode before we get to the final boss stuff with Ahsoka and Balin. And to me, these are the best lightsaber fights in the show. And they're honestly some of the best lightsaber fights I've seen since Disney took over this IP. You know? And I love Shin. The body language, the fact that she doesn't blink, super compelling, really, really cool character. And we get the two of them separating and fighting. Really cool, man. Really cool. I absolutely love the Marrok Ahsoka fight. The sound is great. The sort of samurai stance shifting stuff that Dave loves to do. I was reminded, of course, of what was it? The Twin Sons episode of Rebels, where Obi-Wan finally kills Darth Maul. And a lot of people, again, when that thing first came out, a lot of people were not super pumped about that. A lot of people were like, oh, Dave, like, what? Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, dude, just like that, it's over, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So he's doing that again, and I thought to myself, like, oh, man, I wonder if he's going to, like, upset anybody with this or whatnot. But it was so damn cool, man. That, like, dude, Marrok, like, shout out to the way they did Marrok. I mean, I know, and we're going to talk about it. Yeah, he's smoke, and we'll talk about what all that is, you know. But I did think the fight here was really cool, man. Fantastic movement, really, really fun stuff. The fight between Shin and Sabine was so cool. I don't know if I'm just a sucker for red versus green lightsabers, but there's just something about it, dude. This fight was making me feel things. I thought it was really cool. The way that she kind of launches through some of the trees, so badass, you know what I mean? And Shin's kind of like toying with her a little bit. Here's the ticking talk I was talking about as they start to download the navigation points, right? So, you know, really, really good stuff here. And, people were talking about, I saw online, and I think this was in Paul's video as well, this high defense stance here is very similar to the stance that Anakin had when he was fighting against Dooku in Attack on of the Clones. And there's another stance she pulls later on. I'm sure some of you guys noticed it, especially some of the more sweaty among us. I mean that as a compliment. But she had like a weird samurai stance when she was fighting against Balin as well. And I almost feel like Ahsoka was, because some of this stuff, like the way I read it and just in the old school samurai way, is like some of this stuff is her being like, you probably think I fight this way, but I can also fight this way. And like going into these different stances denotes a different type of attack style as compared to the other. And it's really effective. Like, later on, when it's with Balin, she changes stances, and then he, like, adjusts and, like, changes, and it's like there's this tension between them that's so cool. And I think in the, I'm not here to really, crap all over the sequels or, like, crap on the Star Wars that I don't like, but I will just bring up that I never felt any of that in the sequels. Like, it doesn't actually feel like a sword fight in a lot of the sequel fights. You know what I mean? It just feels like, let's throw these lightsabers around, kind of. And in these fight scenes, it feels more... It's like a bigger deal. And not just in the sense that the fight feels more authentic, but there's something being communicated between the two fighters as they fight. You know what I mean? And yeah, again, the green and red. I mean, dude, like, just the way that these sabers, like, cut together, it is just crazy good. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Smokey McSmokerson. And first of all, I personally had a blast hanging out with y'all last night. And when this scene happened, I absolutely knew you guys would be going crazy, and it would be really funny. And, I had fun with it because, yes, it was true. Marrok is just smoke. We have another one of these classic, like, single cut through. Ahsoka cuts through the homie. And I mean, like, it's just so well done. It's really Kurosawa. And then, like, that shot there, right? Cutting into this shot as they're still going. I mean, this is, like, really well directed. It's well written and really well directed. You know what I mean? I really, really like it. And then here it is right here. Marrok is smoke. And, dude, the way they did this, I thought was fantastic. It's creepy as hell. The smoke rips out of him, the scream and the sound, the hiss. Whew. So cool, man. And, like we were kind of saying, where, look, here's the thing. I still think it's a little out of pocket that they made 3 different figures of this guy. I still think that's a little out of pocket. I'm going to be honest. I said, and I deleted it. I deleted this tweet, but I said, before the episode came out, I said, Marrok told Captain Phasma to hold his fucking beer, because that's basically what the character is to me. But it's really creepy. It's really well done. And I think it's really just meant to kind of bring us in on the spookiness. Like, it's just meant to show us how weird and spooky things are about to get. So to me, so cool, dude. So cool the way they did it. I couldn't have imagined in a million years that they would have made Marrok literally no one. And I didn't care at all. Like, I wasn't upset at all, because the episode's just so fire, and then obviously ends in the way that it did. It was really cool, man. You know what I mean? It was really cool. So then Shin hits her with some badass dark line, like, you're going to regret this, like, I own you. You know what I mean? So Morgan bails out. We get a really interesting shot of... I loved this shot, by the way. Look at the framing on this. Dude, guys, there's a Dave Filoni sketch out there of this shot. Like, you just know it, man. I want to see all the Dave Filoni sketches of all the shots, man. Because, like, bro, this is a cool shot, man. This is a really cool shot. So, yeah, definitely dug it. And then we get the actual confrontation. Respect to Balin for just putting his hood on just for the badassery of the scene. You know what I mean? You got to respect it. You gotta respect it. It definitely worked. It was definitely pretty badass. Anakin spoke highly of you. Few would see what he, everybody knew Anakin Skywalker. Few would see what he became. That has to leave a mark, et cetera, et cetera. And, I said this in the little video, like the reaction I did earlier. But Man, Ray Stevenson really did, like, may he rest in peace, and what a performance he left with us. And, you know, it's so much more than just the fight. The way he plays with this dialogue is, like, top tier. He makes some of these lines, like, hit in a way that, like, I'm absolutely certain that's not even what Dave was maybe thinking when he wrote it. But, like, that's what a great actor can do, is, like, take a piece of dialogue and give you something that is better than you ever could have imagined, you know, with the enunciations and the gravitas and, like, all that. I really did think it was super cool. And, I mean, Balin's one of the coolest characters we've seen in Star Wars in a while. You know, because he has a code. I mean, he literally keeps his word and saves Sabine's life. So he's got a code, so there's a lot about him that's kind of likable. But he's also, I mean, he's an asshole, dude. You know, and the toying that he does with Ahsoka is so interesting. You know? Really appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like, really appreciate it. And then, you know, they do that Dave thing, man. He's gonna, like, this stance right here. Like, this was cool, man, when she went into this stance. Where's the Star Wars sweaties? What form is this? And have we ever seen Ahsoka use this before? Help me out here, chat. Because it looks very samurai. You know what I mean? In fact, I think there's a name for the attacks that come from this kind of a back stance. But Cal uses it. Interesting. Qui-Gon Type 1. I feel like you just ass-pulled that, to be honest. Moon stance from Ghost of Tsushima. That's cool. Yeah, super cool. Super cool. So after this stance, like, she does this, and Balin, like, again, I just think it's so dope. Like, he sees it and adjusts. You know? Like, adjust his stance and everything. And it's just like this dance. It's like this dance between them. And I really, really enjoyed it. And then when they finally clash, it's, like, really cool. They have, like, kind of one little clash, separate, clash again. And then, like, the way they're doing Balin in this fight is awesome. Like, bro, he is so strong, throwing her around. They get in a clash, and he sort of muscles through it and takes both sabers across the ground. I thought it was fantastic, dude. I was like, damn, that's really, really cool. And then cutting back to this stuff, I absolutely love the stuff between Shin and Sabine here. It's really cool. And Shin's kind of eating her lunch. And then we get that part where, we cut back here, you know, more of that dopeness. Oh, wait, where's the... I got to try to find the scene where she does the thing where she tries to use the Force. Is this it? I think this might be it right here. She tries to use the Force. And, like, they even do the sound. In the soundtrack, there's, like, a boom that, like, happens. And Shin, like, is even, like, thinking and considering, like, did that just happen? And then she's like, nah, like, you can't even use the Force. And then, like, dude, this made me so happy. Like, that right there. Was that the Force? Like, that right there. What was that? That's so interesting. I wonder, right? Yeah, it probably wasn't the Force. It was probably just her, like, kind of reacting. Yeah. Like, she just flinched or something. Yeah, bracing. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, dude, oh my God. Like, all this, like, buildup of Sabine using the Force. All of this talk. And then there is that scene in the trailers where she holds up the hand. And we were all like, bro, like, no, I don't want it. No, don't do it. No, you know? And then she doesn't do it. She hits her with some Mandalorian stuff. I thought it was so damn cool, bro. Like, she hits her with the thing. Shin blasts her. Oh, wait, no, that's actually a little bit. Yeah, she's like, you have no power. And then, boom. Like, that's perfect. Perfect. Chef's kiss. Incredible. Because that's the that's the Mandalorian thing. That's what the Mandalorians would do. Ahsoka grabs the map, kind of shuts it down for a little bit. It burns her hand. We get a ninja smoke thing. I thought it was pretty funny. I saw a lot of people say, so Shin literally throws Marrok at Sabine. I thought that was pretty funny, Well done, internet. Well done. And then, Shin, kind of just runs up. Balin's going a little crazy on her. Ahsoka's conflicted. Ahsoka gets whacked and sent off. And chat, just be honest with me here. From this point on, I did not see this coming with Balin. Did you see this coming at all? In any way, did you see this coming? I didn't think for a second. Yeah, which is so cool. How? It's like really in a franchise like Star Wars, which is literally cyclical by nature. George has always said it's poetry, it rhymes. Meaning, a lot of what's going to happen. Like you do. And it doesn't have to be sophisticated. It's not Gone with the Wind. It's not Citizen Kane. It's Star Wars. It's poetry. It rhymes. In a franchise like that, to be able to deliver something that is actually surprising and intriguing, chef's kiss, my hat's off to you, because Balin here reads her mind, reads her like a book, and literally gets her to heel turn. I didn't think in a million years Sabine would do this. I didn't think in a million years that Balin would act the way that he's acting. And I'll be completely honest with you guys. I have not really loved Natasha's performance so far. But in this scene in particular, and it could be a little bit of just cool shop effect. It could be the fact that she's acting off of Balin, which that's a whole thing. But this I felt like her in this moment, like the turmoil, the weight of that decision felt real to me. You know what I mean? Like it felt real. I was like, damn, like that's meaningful, and it's heartbreaking when she does it. But we get it. You know what I mean? Like we get it. And then I gotta say, this performance here of going from shocked into being choked was really cool, dude. Like this was really good. Like going from that shocked and I wasn't quite sure what I was looking at. Like, is she just having a reaction to actually doing it? Like very reminiscent of Anakin when he's like, what have I done? When he has that reaction and you just feel that shit and you're like, oh my God. And it's like you're overwhelmed. For her to go from what I thought was that into actually being choked, you got to give it to her. That was a great performance. That was great. And really cool. And then, Balin, again, just continuing to be such an intriguing character. Unlike her former master, I keep my word. What? Bro. Come on, man. So cool. So cool. Then we get back to the ship. Fulgrim gets a call from Sabine or from Hera and Carson. They're coming in. He destroys the map, which I thought was really cool. Really interesting how they did that. And then boom. And dude, this shot here when it's coming out of the clouds or getting, coming up to actually make the jump. So damn cool. And this is what I mean when I was talking about the scene itself and how a simple hyperspace jump can have so much emphasis and be so different and bring me a feeling that I haven't had in a hyperspace jump in a long, long time. Super cool. I loved when Balin just is looking around as they're about to jump. I thought it was fantastic. She's like, ignore them. We're just going to do this thing. And, yeah, the way they did this with the lights, the sound, everything. So cool, man. And I want to see the shot where Balin's like just looking around because it's really interesting. Is this it? Okay, no. It's going to be tough to find it, I feel like. Might be tough to find it. But like, yeah, the whole thing here. She's like looking around. Even Shin's like looking around. Yeah, it's like really effective. And then, damn, bro, they did not have to. This is like definition. They did not have to go this hard. You know what I mean? Like definition, you didn't have to go this hard. They're about up on it. Energy surges. And they take off. And again, it's like the tension just rises. It's so crazy. Boom. And they're out. And, dude. Like, they did not have to go this hard. Like, that is crazy, dude. And then the destruction and the craziness of this shot and everybody dying. It's like, dude, look at this shot, dude. Oh, my God. It's beautiful. It's just everything I want. I was like, damn, that is really cool. They did not have to go this hard. And they have a really interesting, stuff with Jason saying that he has a bad feeling, which I think it's possible that Jason will be the person that helps them find Ahsoka's body because of his connection to the Force, et cetera, et cetera. But, yeah, really cool. And then you have Huang saying, like, you know, Ahsoka, you know what I mean? Where are you? And then, bro. Oh, my God, bro. This transition. Yo. Shout out to Peter Ramsey. Director of this episode. He was one of the directors on Into the Spider-Verse. I think he did an incredible job directing this episode. And this shot in particular. This transition is magical, bro. Like, this is one of those things where, like, when I was watching this again, and if I was watching this with friends, or, you know, if I was watching this with Liam later, it was one of those things where I would want to see how they were reacting to it. I thought it was really cool. You know what I mean? I thought it was really, really cool. We sort of transition into the fluidity waves of the world between worlds. And it's like at this point we're all like, yo, like they're doing it, like she's in the world between worlds. This is crazy. I think the visuals here look absolutely incredible. Sound design, the you know, when you do something as weird as the world between worlds and animated, and then you're taking it into live action, like that's a lot of risk. It's a lot of like questions of how that would be accomplished. What does it look like in live action? Because there's obviously like just way more considerations visually, and the design team here just really knocked it out of the park. And so she wakes up in the world between worlds, and she hears Anakin say, "Hello, Snips." And then he also says, "I didn't expect to see you this soon." And she sees him, but they play the Darth Vader theme, and the lightsaber that's on Anakin's belt is Vader's lightsaber, not Anakin's. Great performance by her. I didn't expect to see you this soon. They just credit it as mysterious voice. That's interesting. crazy. So let's. I just want to show it. I want to show the lightsaber, and they play out the Vader theme like intentionally too. Yeah, that's a black saber, dude. That's Vader's saber. I mean, it could be Anakin's saber. I think it's Vader's saber. What do you think, chap? Let's look at Anakin's lightsaber. On his belt. That's Vader's saber. That is, in my opinion, clearly Vader's saber. Mm-hmm. So, the big video that I'm working on tomorrow is about what I think's going on here. And again, it is about to be crazy as hell. I got an alarm going off. It's about to get crazy as hell. And, yeah. So what do you guys think's going on here? Like, what do you think's going on here? Okay, well, poll it. Sheesh. Sheesh. Okay, let's start with whose saber is that? Welcome to Whose Saber Is It Anyway? The game where we decide whose lightsaber it is. Anyway. All right, not my finest work. All right, here we go. Anakin. Vader. Boom. If it was Anakin's saber, it would be chrome. Yup. Add neither? What the fuck? Well, what? Britain date? No. Britain. What are you on about, Britain? Go look at the tweet. Chrome is reflective. Well, then I ask you, why is there a silver strip on the saber, which I would say would also be reflective? Why isn't that part black? Come on, chat. So you think this is definitely Anakin's, and they played the Darth Vader theme just why? You're a saber, Russell. Google images. I've Googled images before, and it just brings up like a bunch of random photos. I don't know what you're talking about. Theory said it's Annie. That shit ain't Annie, bro. In fact, I'll go a little bit further. Do you even think, chat, that this is Anakin? Do you even think that's Anakin? Interesting. Yeah. Here's what's crazy. Like, okay, so 63% of you say it's Anakin's lightsaber. That's crazy. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next poll here. Is this even Anakin. You guys are hilarious, dude. So 60% of you think it's Anakin's lightsaber, but 60% of you don't even think it's Anakin? I'm ending the stream. I'm ending the stream. I'm not even answering the super chats. How fucking dare you? What are you even trying to tell me right now? What are you guys even saying? 60% of them think it's Anakin's lightsaber, but it's not Anakin? Holy shit! Oh my goodness. Oh, you guys, you're killing me. You're killing me. Let me just say, I think both of your assumptions are wrong. It is Anakin. I feel very strongly that it is Anakin. But here's the real question. What is Anakin? What is Anakin? I'll do you one better. Why is Anakin? All right. Should we go deep? Should we dive on should we deep dive on some diving on the deep end of some should we watch some stuff? Should we deep dive on the dive deep when we deep dive? Like a deep dish pizza? Let's listen to what Dave Filoni has to say about the world between worlds.
The world between worlds, then, it's not about time travel. It's really not about time travel at all. It's just about a place where everything comes together and you hear different things echoing throughout time.
This is our most desperate hour.
Because it's all fluid in that moment, in that place. It's not this material thing that's linear. Everything is occurring all the time. And Ezra is more in tune with the things that are directly related to him, like when he was on Malachor and saw Ahsoka, like when he saw Kanan die. These things reverberate to him and he understands them more. The other voices he doesn't even understand. He doesn't know those people.
Hello? Master Yoda? Obi-Wan?
They're just like the wind moving, and he recognizes some like Obi-Wan and Yoda, but he doesn't understand the context of anything that's going on. I don't know how real it actually is. I don't want to define that for people anyway. But it's not this place of gateways and doorways that you just go in and out of. Now, Ezra can pull Ahsoka into that world. But remember, she's smart enough to know that she can't leave that world through his door. She'll be destroying the natural balance and order of things. She has to go back from where she came. It's the same with Kanan.
I can reach him.
Ezra, Kanan gave his life so that you could live.
When you understand that, if he pulls him out of that world, he's got to put him back in a world where everybody's dead. And then you know that, wait, Ezra couldn't have even been in that world then. And so everything will break, and it will cause chaos, and it will cause destruction. So it's not this system of doorways, like you're on an elevator, getting off on different floors and different times. It's more like what the wolf tells Ezra. It's more about knowledge. Knowledge that you can use for your benefit of good, or knowledge that will lead to destruction. That's what it's about. But it's not my intention that it be this ability to walk through into somebody else's world. We have to keep being dedicated to being original and creative, and sometimes we take chances, and sometimes we do weird things like create Bendu or, mysterious wolves. But I think as long as you work off the principles of the Force that George set up.
Did you see that? You know what that is, right? It's Mortis. And look at the design on the floor and how similar it is to the World Between Worlds. And I think, a couple of different things I want to say. Remember that when they go to Mortis in the Clone Wars, they're there for just a couple seconds in our world. But they have this whole experience of, I think, a couple of days on Mortis. So, on Mortis, do you remember what the father says to Anakin? And I'm putting this in a big video. I'm going to do a really big video tomorrow that's like going deep on this, right? But generally speaking, do you remember what the father says to Anakin? Morty, let's go on an adventure. Yeah, exactly. He says that Anakin is meant to replace him, to take his place, that he's the chosen one. Okay? And this goes back to the virgin birth of Anakin. And the fact that he is like a child of the cosmic force that's meant to like walk a mortal life. And then eventually, I think, take the place of the father and be this celestial entity that actually brings balance to the force. The chosen one is meant to bring balance to the force. The balance to the force does not mean being on the light side. The other thing that's interesting is that we know Ahsoka dies. Yeah, he is basically Jesus. Yeah, he's space Jesus. He's Star Wars Jesus. I mean, that's what I think it's meant to explain. Ahsoka dies on Mortis and is brought back to life by the sacrifice of the sister. And since that time, Moray, the owl, which is something like the spiritual animal of the sister, which again, what is the sister? The sort of manifestation of the light side. Right? Well, Morai, when Ezra comes into the World Between Worlds, Morai is there. So Morai, whatever the World Between Worlds is, and whatever Morai is, she can get into the World Between Worlds somehow, some way. And Morai leads Ezra to the portal where he then pulls Ahsoka out, but then puts her back in, right? Pretty wild. Another thing that I'll say is that Ezra, let me pull this up. Did you guys know that Ezra visits the World Between Worlds twice before season 4. Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? What's the episode in Rebels where he gets his Kyber crystal? See if I can find it and pull it up. Yeah. What episode is that? Can somebody help me out? Here's a shot of it. This is great. It's actually a Reddit post from 4 years ago. That's Ezra getting a Kyber crystal. And look at that circle, and he's just in the middle of the space, right? This person says, I think so. Given his vision of his parents early in season 2, it looked like it involved the world between worlds. An interesting question this also raises is whether or not Yoda they encountered was one that was alive on Dagobah at the time, or a time-traveling one after his death. Because when he sees Yoda again, I think it's in either season 3 or 4.
What's shaking, loyal Rebels viewers? It's Andy Gutierrez coming to you from inside Lucasfilm.
Okay, so this is going to be Dave talking about
this
it.
week we saw the return of not one, but 2 fan favorite characters, and now I'm here to show you how it all came together. So, taken to the Jedi Temple by Lothwolves, Ezra and Sabine discover a portal that transports Ezra to a world between worlds.
Yeah, so point being, Ezra has been in the world between worlds multiple times. He sees Yoda. And I believe in this video, maybe in separate videos, Dave debunks Yoda knowing about the world between worlds. So what that Redditor is talking about is he's like, essentially, it's probably Yoda when he's dead, like through time. You know what I mean? Not confirmed or whatever, but like this appears to be something that's, you know, been on Dave's mind for some time and something that he's sort of been building to. Now, what's kind of even crazier about it is, so Dave claims, right, and what he's been saying in a lot of his videos is like, I don't see it as a place where there's these portals and doors, right? But I want to take you back to a video we watched. By the way, how many of you guys were here when I did my big theory video? How many of you guys know about my big theory with the Rakatan and the Yuuzhan Vong? Right. Okay. So, do you remember watching this video? We're going to watch it again. And I'm going to pause and talk about some things. It was just the other day, yeah.
Thousands of years before the formation of the old Galactic Republic, the Qua species of Dathomir.
The Qua species of Dathomir. They traveled across the galaxy through infinity gates, which allowed them to instantly travel to other worlds. The Qua were highly advanced and telepathic Saurian species, servants of the Celestials. The Celestials are like the architects of reality. Kind and generous, the Qua were, They used infinity gates to travel across the galaxy, taught force-sensitive species, and advanced their technology. The infinity gates were created by the Qua, modeled after celestial tech, used the Force to create an interconnected, and I got to turn this off for a second, an interconnected network, allowed for instant travel to other worlds. There's a part in Rebels where Sabine and Ezra are looking at the mural of the Mortis gods. I think I have this on my Twitter. Yeah. So this right here, which we kind of saw in one of the other ones, Sabine remarks that this actually looks like a star map. Okay? That this mural is like a map. Okay, so going back to this video and the breakdown from the EU, right? The Celestials were sort of like the architects of reality. They had a technology that basically gave them access to like the interconnected back-end network of reality. Okay? The Qua, who are from Dathomir, okay? And like, do you get why this is so crazy? Because we're talking about the witches, Dathomir, what happened to Dathomir, all that. The Qua had infinity gates, which allowed them to instantly travel to other worlds, which were modeled after what the Celestials did. So what I think is going on is the Mortis gods are the Celestials. It's possible that the Mortis gods we meet in Clone Wars are not actually Celestials. They could be like versions of Celestials. But I keep coming back to like Anakin being like, he doesn't have a father, and yet he meets the Father. And just like in, you know, Judeo-Christian mythology, like, basically, like, God has a son. The son's meant to live out like a mortal life and then ultimately like return to the kingdom, right? And that's like what I feel like Anakin is. So I think it's possible that Anakin is at least part celestial, which is probably like how the mythos of the chosen one and the prophecy of the one kind of like comes into play, right? Yeah, let's keep going a little bit.
Dathomir traveled across the galaxy through infinity gates, which allowed for instant transportation to other worlds, in service to the Celestials.
Okay, Celestials. Ancient beings of immense power with a deep connection to the Force made contact and shared knowledge with lesser species. Okay, and so like what we were saying the other week, and I feel like this is probably true as well, that's probably the Mortis gods, the Celestials, right? And the Qua are sort of like the first species that they kind of teach about the Force. How do the Force priestesses tie into this? I'm not exactly sure. Those could end up being the Wills. Maybe the Wills are the Qua. I'm not really sure. You know what I mean? But I think there's enough evidence here to suggest that like Filoni is pulling from very, very old lore. So like when he says that he doesn't see the world between worlds as gates, I think it's possible that like there are infinity gates and there is the ability to actually just use these infinity gates. But what we're seeing in the world between world is like the celestial back end, which is not the same thing as an infinity gate, but it's similar. Like they're modeled off each other, right?
A mysterious and powerful species of cosmic architects, the Qua were good-natured and generous, using their knowledge and advanced technology to teach less developed civilizations. Yet their kindness was eventually betrayed when they visited Rakata Prime, home.
So again, like, they visit the Rakata Prime, and the Rakatan have like a real talent for the Force. And so the Qua are basically like, yo, like, you guys are dope. Like, we can teach you all sorts of stuff. Like, this is really cool. The Rakata sort of like turn on them, go full on dark side, and cause chaos in the galaxy.
World to a fellow, though far less advanced, servant species of the Celestials. Learning that the Rakatans had great Force potential, the Qua eagerly mentored them, only for their teachings to be abused and exploited. An aggressive, warlike, and cannibalistic people who ate their enemies, the Rakatans ignored the Qua's emphasis on balance in the Force, instead focusing entirely on the dark side, infusing it into their technology, which could feed on the negative emotions of those nearby.
Which I also think will tie into, like, what if that map and the Scion and all of that technology, what if that's like an Infinity Gate or basically Rakatan technology? Because again, it seems like the Witches of Dathomir, at least from what we've seen, most of them are like hardcore on the dark side, and they use a lot of the dark side, and it appears they use the dark side with technology. In EU, it was the Rakatan Empire that makes the star maps. And the star map is exactly what the map looks like in Ahsoka, with the circle and all the gears and all that sort of stuff. Like, that's exactly what it looks like in the Old Republic games from the Rakatan, right?
Expanding beyond their planet, the Rakatans engaged in a campaign of conquest, creating the Infinite Empire through brutal violence and subjugation, enslaving the species defeated. Though they plotted against each other and competed for authority, Rakatan hierarchy was largely
So, what I think's going on is this is Anakin, but remember the father in the Mortis arc, because unless I'm wrong, the father used light side and dark side. Like, he wasn't fully on the light or the dark. There was a spookiness to him. There was like a dangerous aspect to him. And so he used both light and darkness to try to imprint lessons on Anakin. Right? So the Anakin standing in front of Ahsoka that has Vader's lightsaber, where they play Vader's theme, that is not the light side Jedi Anakin. And I think he might be using a little bit of light and a little bit of dark in order to teach Ahsoka what she needs to learn. And I also think that it's possible they're going to set Anakin on this new, like, actual sort of pedestal as the actual chosen one that is helping and influencing, but has now fully realized his purpose and destiny. So there's two Anakins now? What do you mean two Anakins? No, there's one Anakin. This is Anakin. But he's not a Jedi. You know? So yeah, we'll see how it goes, and we'll see like what they do with it. But I'm really intrigued, and I see a lot of stuff that I think Dave has been setting up for a long time, and this is like a complicated. No, see, that's the thing. He's not a gray Jedi. He can't be a gray Jedi. There's no such thing as a gray Jedi. There's no such thing as a gray Jedi. He's not a Jedi. He has, like, ascended beyond that, right? So, yeah. Yeah. So I also think, like, dude, I'm really excited to see what they do in the next episode, because I think they're going to really solidify some things in the canon and some things about Anakin Skywalker. And basically, and I could be wrong, but I think they're going to put Anakin at a place where he could literally always be affecting things, always be watching over things, trying to keep the balance of the Force. Which is kind of dope. You know? And, I know there was a new book where, like, Luke Skywalker is visited by, like, basically a ghost version of Anakin that can, like, actually do some crazy stuff. You know? Like, actually fights, against actual Sith or something. And the thing is, like, if what I think is going on, like, yeah, that tracks completely. Because he's the chosen one. He's the father. Like, he's there. You know? So yeah, it's cool, man, and I'm having a blast sort of speculating on it and theorizing and, like, doing the research and, like, looking into it. And, I still don't have it all figured out. Of course, it's just, like, theories and speculation and, like, what's Ezra's part in all of this? Is there going to be a Rakatan out there in the new universe? How does Dathomir play into it? How do the Night Sisters play into it? I don't even know, man. But damn, talk about cracking this thing open, man. Talk about, like, giving us something pithy, something to chew on, something to think about. And it actually ties into the theory I've been talking about the whole time. There's this moment that Baylan says, like, something far greater and necessary, and to create you must destroy, and, like, all these things, right? And I can't help but think that, like, Baylan is talking about, saving us from the Yuuzhan Vong. Like, did anybody else get that feeling? Yeah, no? Could be cool. Could be really cool. So like I said, I got a lot of follow-up videos, a lot of stuff I'm going to kind of break down. But that's what I think's going on with Anakin. That's why I think the Darth Vader stuff is there. And I think I think we might be a little shocked by this Anakin, who I think is Anakin. But, like, the Anakin that has lived a mortal life and died and is now one with the cosmic force and is the true chosen one. So, like, I don't know. I think it's kind of, dope. Chat, what do you think? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Yes. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no, I probably... Yeah, no, I mean, you're probably not wrong. I probably am a little bit crazy, you know what I mean? I'm probably a little bit crazy there, but yeah. What a time, man. What a time. It's pretty cool. Luis, welcome. You are a Nerd Venger now. Welcome to the Nerd Avengers. Should we just go over the old Q&A here, ladies and gentlemen? Should we just see what y'all got to say about everything, and then we can kind of go where the wind takes us, I guess? Why isn't this music playing? Oh, I have it muted, that's why. The Nerd Theory clips? Okay, yeah. Let me try to find the Nerd Theory clips that I want to react to, because they are pretty funny. Let me see if I can find them. They are pretty funny. Yeah, this one made me laugh when I was watching this. Okay. Okay, check this out.
We would be honored if you would join us.
I think Ahsoka's about to get really weird, dude.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah, I have actually a really crazy theory if you want to hear it.
I want to hear it, yeah. But no spoilers. I want to keep spoiler free.
Yeah, we can keep spoiler free because there's a whole nother thing that's a spoiler thing. Okay, so let me address this. Everybody's like, you knew it was a spoiler. Wrong. I'll tell you exactly what it is. I couldn't explain this thoroughly without, maybe giving shit away. But here's the deal. So I put it all in a video. Like, I put it all in a video, so y'all should have just watched the video and known. Jeez. So, there was a person that was on Reddit that got some stuff right for episode 3. So, when they got stuff right on episode 3, basically the internet detectives were like, what's this person saying about everything else? And we found everything they'd ever said, okay? Because we're really good at what we do. And one of the things they said was a person had been theorizing about her having a near-death experience. And the person basically said, yes, I think she'll have a near-death experience. Okay? There was another person that was talking about, like, drowning. And the person had commented on a post where somebody else was talking about drowning. And so, like, that's kind of all that was out there was near-death experience, maybe something to do with drowning. And so what I was like, okay, so we know we're going to go to the world between worlds. Bro, okay, so what if she dies or has this near-death experience and meets Anakin in the world between worlds? That is not on any Reddit. Nobody was talking about that. Of course, that's a logical leap if you're theorizing based on what this person is saying. But here's the deal. Like, we don't know. We didn't know if that was 100% true. And no, so I don't consider that to be a leak. Now, if Jason Ward had done an article and had said, hey, this is going to happen in the show, that's different because that would be a leak. And I'd be like, okay, that's a leak. But, like, finding a Reddit account that was talking about a thing and then being like, okay, so that tracks with this and that, that's a theory. Okay? So, it's not a leak. It's a theory. Although I will say, and I shouldn't even say, I'll try to be careful about how I say this. There was a person that worked on the show that shared a meme yesterday before Ahsoka came out. And the meme was of somebody, a skeleton, on a chair, underwater, and then redacted on it, okay? I'm not going to say who it was. But as soon as I saw that post, I was like, oh, shit. It's real. It's real. So going into it, I was like, yo, like, damn, that's probably real. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's keep watching. Talking about. But this one is not a spoiler. I actually think it's possible that Ahsoka will die in the next episode.
What?
Yeah, I do. I think she might die. And I have some really crazy. Yeah. But do you know that she's died before?
Well, I guess with Vader.
Well, on Mortis,
Yeah.
she dies.
Right.
And the Mortis gods bring her back to life.
Wow, like she kind of sacrifices herself.
The sister, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's a Mortis god, though, right? She's one of them, yeah.
I mean, I guess if you look at it like that.
And at this point, I wasn't looking at chat, but like Theory pulls up a lot of what y'all were saying, so I got receipts.
I think some of the rumored stuff we've heard about for episodes, 5 and some of the later stuff.
Yep.
I think that could be in the World Between Worlds.
Yep.
And that something to do with Ahsoka, because Ahsoka has this really weird trajectory where she goes to Mortis and dies, is brought back to life, right? And then she has what's that thing? The little owl? Yeah, so she has that. Like, it's like a spiritual kind of thing that follows her around. It's there when she gets pulled through the World Between Worlds on Malachor 5. And, we've seen that thing in Mando, too. And, that scene, Ahsoka comes to get Sabine, and it's just like the end of Rebels?
Yes.
So what if Ahsoka, this would be so crazy. Like,
And by the way, I still don't think this part's going to happen, but this would be nuts because, like, the Gandalf stuff is true. Like, Dave keeps, like, putting that Gandalf stuff everywhere. What's up with Ahsoka the White? I feel like she's going to get some cosmic knowledge. I think it's possible we do get to Ahsoka the White.
This would be my favorite thing. What if she dies in this episode? She goes to the World Between Worlds, and she's brought back kind of like Gandalf the White after going through this big thing where she, like, learns all this stuff and, like, changes, right? Because I think she's supposed to learn about destiny. So what if, dude, and this would be so nuts, but I would love it if Ahsoka gets a redo. What if the next episode, episode 4, is a bloodbath and Ahsoka dies? But again, she goes back into the World Between Worlds and pops out literally back in time and sort of redoes the beginning parts of the season. What do you think?
I mean, that would be nuts, though. You know what I mean? I don't think that she's going to pop. I don't think they're going to do the redo thing. It would be very wild if they did. But, like, the way that Dave explains it is it seems like that would sort of break things, right? So it's probably not going to be that. I think now, like, Jason will probably, like, sense her via the Force, and Jason will help them to find her body, and they'll, like, just resuscitate her. But she is dead, technically, and I think she's having this experience with Anakin in the World Between Worlds. So that's probably the way they'll actually do it, which, by the way, is just a theory. If Jason Cinderella, like, finds Ahsoka next week, I don't want a bunch of little buttholes to be like, oh, dude, you spoiled it again. Ah! Like, it's just a theory. But Jason Cinderella is definitely going to probably find her ass.
Be mindful of your thoughts, Anakin. They betray you.
I don't know about that, man. That seems a little too far-fetched for me. I don't think
it seems pretty
it's
wild.
It's gonna be kind of weird if Ahsoka literally dies and then gets brought back to like.
Yeah. Dude, no, but here's the thing. It's about to get weird either way.
I don't know,
like,
chat, what do you think about this?
We're about to do. I think it's about to get super weird. Super weird. And this could be a way that they get there.
I can't watch anymore.
I don't know, bro. That's just
Yeah, it'd
weird.
be
Like,
wild,
I'm
right?
really liking the show. I don't know about her dying. Like,
I don't know about her dying either. But was it dope or not?
It's.
How else do we think? Well, let me ask you a question. How else do you think she gets into the World Between Worlds?
Ooh. How else do you think she gets into the World Between Worlds? Oh.
I don't know. She opens up like a portal or something.
Possibly,
Like she finds the door. Maybe she opens up a portal. Maybe
It's
Morai
possible.
helps her.
I've thought that, and this could be the way they do it, is if they go into the New Beyond and they get to the Chimera, right? Technically, I think the Lothal temple is still on the Chimera. It's destroyed, like Ezra like crushed it and brings it all down, but it's still there. And what if the like Night Sisters or whatever bring it, you know, resurrected and like make it back? And then yeah, maybe Ahsoka could get in to the world between worlds.
Possibly.
But what if it's like, because like think about this, dude. Like this is what I keep coming back to is all this Gandalf stuff that Dave's been teasing out with Ahsoka for so long.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. And like Gandalf literally dies. I mean, he goes like down and fights the Balrog and like goes through dimensions and die. And then literally it's like essentially like the light, it's almost like the light side of the Force, whatever, just literally like brings his ass back. Because the light side of the Force, or in I guess Tolkien, Nerd of the Rings would know better, you know what I mean? It'd be cool to get his take on this. But the way I understand it is like he's brought back because the balance.
Josh is a maniac with these theories. What
Sauron
the fuck, man?
So evil and so horrible. That
You in here, Laker Eric?
Gandalf to balance that out. It's just that's not cosmic balance. So that's like he just literally comes back to do that.
I'd laugh so much if Josh was right, though.
So what if
Josh's credibility and MK Matt, where you at, dog? Hey, where you at, bro? No, actually, MK Matt did super chat last night and was like, Josh was right. So it's all good.
This chat, yeah, people are really triggered. So let me ask you this: what would you say? And also, what are y'all gonna say if she does die tomorrow? That's what I want to know. What are
y'all gonna say if she does die tomorrow?
Y'all gonna say if the episode ends with Ahsoka being killed tomorrow? What are you gonna say then?
I mean,
what are you gonna say then?
I'm gonna say like, what the hell? Like that makes no sense.
And yet the signs were there.
Well, who kills her though? Is the question. Like how is she gonna like?
Balin or Morgan, but probably Balin.
Okay, so she kills the HK droids, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then she goes and meets Balin.
She's probably gonna ice our boy first.
Well, no, but then we in the trailers we have her and Marrok fighting and Sabine and
in the forest though.
In the forest.
Right. She fights Balin at the map.
Yeah.
She fights Marrok in the forest.
So we have 3 fights next episode.
Dude, I think like I said, I think next week or tomorrow, I guess, could be a bloodbath, dude.
Interesting. Possibly. Let me see if I can find this other clip because it's just so damn funny. I got to try to find this other clip. It's like way down on my mentions because I'm so popular. But let me see. I can probably find it. It was when they were... Everybody was like... Which, by the way, like, dude, come on. Y'all were spoiling Theory. Y'all were spoiling Theory for $2. And y'all were his members. I saw the fucking super chats. You're his members. You're his members. Spoiling him for $2? Sheesh. My goodness gracious, guys. You know what I mean? Like, that's not on me, dude. Like, that's not my fault. That y'all were like, hey, here's $2. Smoke. Marrok smoke. Fuck you, Theory. You know? Sheesh. Let me see if I can find this, man. There's the clip. Oh, God. It was so funny. I showed Elisa, too. It was really funny. I know I can find it. Give me just a moment, chat. Maybe one of y'all are here that tagged me in it. It was the one where I made that face talking about Marrok because the person asks me about Starkiller and I'm like, what do you even mean? Like, because I was trying to play it off. Let me see here. Where's it at, dude? Oh my God. It's like it's gonna be a little. Oh, dude, you gotta be kidding me. Is this like even? Maybe should I check my mentions? Is that the one? Maybe I'll find it on my mentions. dude. It's hard to find it. Anybody got the clip? Oh, shit, I got it. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. God damn it. I thought it was it. We're almost there. We're almost there, baby. We're almost there. Oh, come on. Come on, man. The problem is, like, all the tweets from, like, last night and today are, like, blowing up. So it's like, oh, shit. Is that it? No, it's not it. So it's like, I just got fucking crushed with mentions and stuff. Come on, man. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, is this it? Oh, I think I got it. I got it. Okay. This is really funny, guys. And it'll show you, like, just kind of what was going on.
Like Marrok, not.
And all that shit. Are you guys disappointed about Starkiller? What do you mean, AF Clips? What do you even mean by that question?
Like Marrok not being Starkiller.
Oh, okay.
I think he is. I don't think he. Well, I think he's a apprentice of Vader.
I think that's possible. Yes. And all that shit. Are you guys disappointed about Starkiller? What do you mean, AF Clips? What do you even mean by that question?
Like Marrok not being Starkiller.
Oh, okay.
I think he is. I don't think he. Well, I think he's a apprentice of Vader.
I think that's possible. Yes. And all that shit.
And dude,
are you guys disappointed about Starkiller?
To be honest with you, there were, and this is like one of my favorites right here. Like this is a really funny face. I had a lot of fun on Nerd Theory, and I wish y'all wouldn't have done that and like spoiled, Theory for $2 and stuff like that. But it did create a lot of funny moments like this, where I was doing this. I did this a lot on Monday. I had to really act like you know what I mean? Because I was just trying to throw Theory off. I didn't want to talk about the Marrok thing, and there was a lot of this. So it was funny, dude. Like I had a blast. Yeah, so there you go. That's what my Monday was like. But it ended up being really funny, and I had a great time. And then see MK Matt up in here. I sent a clip of chat spoiling Theory on Discord. Oh boy, here we go. Marrok is Night Sister Smoke super. Okay, yeah. Let's see what this one. Let's see how did I react on this one? Because this might have been the first one. Marrok is Night Sister Smoke super lame. Sorry, I mean those are rumors. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Wait, what? Did you just spoil it? And $2 as well? Dude, at least make it $50. You're gonna spoil it with $2?
Don't make me kill you.
What the fuck?
I am ordering the people. Pray I don't operate any further.
I mean, we don't know. We have no idea.
You're sounding like a separatist.
I was trying to be like, we don't know, like, take it with a grain of salt, like,
$2? I said no spoilers. Bro sends not even $2, $1.99.
Dude.
And then Josh and I got to split it, and then YouTube got to take 30%.
Ban him.
Like, are you kidding?
Give him the ban hammer.
And you're going to ruin it for everyone else.
That's my vegan water. Which, by the way, is that a real thing? Like, what isn't all water vegan? Like, are y'all, like, putting chunks of fucking, like, woodchuck in your water? Like, what is happening? Vegan water. Like, what are you guys eating?
Like, yeah, I would definitely want my water to be vegan. Not because I'm a vegan, but because that's what water is. Holy shit.
Like, what's wrong with you, bro?
Marrok's Night Sister smokes. Oh, yeah. So it was a good time. Okay, let us now go over some of these soupies. Let's see what y'all got to say. Again, I will be doing the drawing at the end of this stream for the Unity action figure. It's not a doll. It's a Unity action figure. And so you still have an opportunity to back the Kickstarter and have a chance to win this doll. I mean, this action figure. Okay. Let's get in to the super chats. Okay. Kavid with a 5 spot says, do y'all think George Lucas watched episode 4 of Ahsoka, and do you think he would have liked it or been proud of it? Do you think George helped him? Sabine emojis. Yeah. What do you guys think of that? Do you think Dave watched, or you think George watched this episode? And if he did, do you think he's proud? Maybe paint it before showing it off? I am going to paint it. But I haven't painted it yet. Wait, you mean no Star Killer? But there was so much proof, remember? Hey, you don't say that. Yeah, I think George probably watched it, and I think George is probably psyched for him, dude. Yeah. Meister420 says, Balin's fighting is similar to Crossguard stance from Jedi Survivor. It's similar to wielding a two-handed Monte sword, big powerful strikes. Yeah, which a lot of people were saying, like, why didn't Ahsoka use her dual blades? To me, that's why she didn't use the dual blades, because of Balin's strength and because he was like putting so much power into that, where like a dual bladed stance is like really quick, but like one hand on a saber, there's no way you're gonna have as much ability to block with one hand on a saber. So I think Ahsoka made the decision based on Balin's style. What do you think, chat? What do you think? Wolf of Elm Street says, love you, bro. Your insight is truly appreciated. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Lil Benny says, Ahsoka, woo! Hell yeah, brother. Fat Tony says, yesterday's episode was, in my opinion, the best episode of anything Star Wars related. Give Dave the keys to the castle. I absolutely agree with that. I think he's the man. And I think he just put it on the table. Benjamin Reese says, bruh. Please let Anakin get pulled out of the world between world and start a new timeline. LOL. I totally get people wanting that, and I think it's a fun thing to speculate about. I don't think that's the way it's going, and I think that that is mostly because of what I think he's trying to establish with Anakin. I think he's actually going to do something technically even crazier. Flapjack719, again, welcome to the Nerdvengers. Callisto, thank you again. Darth Kev says, today was an extra good day. I hope everyone is having an awesome and nerdy day. Cowboy Dave, we love you. Hell yeah, man. A lot of love out there for Dave, and I'm excited that he's getting that love, man. He really deserves it. Monarch says, was liking Ahsoka up until the point, but now I'm in love with the show and where it's going. Keep up the great coverage, homie. Nerdvengers for life. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. James Goes Fishing, Star Wars fan. Welcome to the Nerdvengers. Dave says, could Palps return via the show instance of World Between Worlds instead of the cloning Dark Secrets Only the Sith Knew BS? Unfortunately, I don't think so. Perhaps there could be more of an explanation as to what exactly was going on with Palpatine. Remember that Palpatine desperately wanted to get into the World Between Worlds, but he wasn't able to get in on his own. He needed Ezra. So there's something about the gates to the World Between Worlds that were preventing him from getting in, which is pretty interesting. Teebs, welcome to the Nerdvengers. Duncan says, 6 months, baby? When are we lounging? Fart Marrok was dumb, but didn't care with how good the episode was and think it's setting up undead stormtroopers for sure. Yeah, so that's another thing. This is sort of one of those rumors that are out there, guys, you know, sort of leakage or whatever you want to call it. and a lot of you guys have already heard about this, but there's rumors that there's going to be a resurrected stormtrooper army. And I do think what they're doing with what they did with Marrok was essentially part of that. It was to show how that could work, because that's not a person. It's like a spirit that's like brought back to life. It's really crazy. So yeah, I do think it's foreshadowing a lot of the wild stuff that's to come. And as I've been saying, like, dude, that episode was fire, but we're just getting started. The whole season is going to be bananas after this. Bananas. Darth Josepher, Demo, FPF, and Dave, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. Appreciate it, Darth Baba and JJ Lamont. Mimi, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. Brody says, Josh, go back. I predicted Anakin in 4 on Nerd Theory. Yeah, and I didn't see that coming at all. And like, as much as I try to like theorize, as much as I try to you know, find out what's going on, speculate, talk to sources, etc., I mean, I do like being surprised. And wow, they did it. Like, dude, nobody talked about Anakin being in episode 4. That is so cool. So I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Just felt like riding. Josh, I beat the case. Hell yeah, brother. Right on. So yeah, dude, like, I'm so happy that I got that surprise. It was really cool. Eli says, seems like good shot of Sam Witwer as Son of Mortis. Absolutely could be possible. A lot of people talked about that being one of the voices in, I think, episode 3. That would be really interesting. I do wonder, I feel like they're going to go that way with Anakin of being the father. I don't know what they're going to do with the daughter and the son. I have a theory on it, but I don't think you guys are going to like it. Anybody? Anybody know what my theory is? I bet you can guess. Yeah, Carl's got it. Rey is the daughter. Kylo is the son. Yup. Go ahead, fight about it. Let's see here. ABC Yaya says, remember Nerd Theory? Everyone making fun of you? Now who's getting the last laugh? I also had the same theory as you and shared it on Reddit. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. It's all fun, though. It's all fun and speculation and all that sort of stuff. But yeah. Chris B. Chicken says, hey, Josh, what a dope cliffhanger. I got 2 screening tickets for the next episode in Philly. What? They're doing it in Philly? May the force be with the Nerd Vendors. Dude, I hope you have a good time, man. I'm not going to be able to do it. It's better for me to just do the watch party. And by the way, guys, I just want to say, please, if you like these streams, if you love like hanging out with the community and all that, next week's watch party is going to be mind-blowing. If you thought we had a good time last night and we're having a good time now, next week's going to be like, holy shit. Holy shit. So come on by next week, guys. It is going to be mind-blowing. 23 Leafs, welcome to the Nerd Vengers at the prime level. ABC Yaya says, lame, you banned Melvin. Come on, man. Dude, I don't think it's lame at all. I'll unban Melvin. It's whatever. Look, the truth is Melvin just wanted to come in here and shit in everyone's cereal and just be a douchebag. And like I got no problem with what Melvin does, how he conducts himself. Like, he can do whatever he wants. But in my stream, when I'm just trying to like be hyped up and excited about it, I am not obligated in any way to like let this motherfucker try to like ruin everybody else's experience. And by the way, like, again, I like Melvin. I think he's funny, but that is some real loser energy. Like, you could do your own thing, but to try to literally take away other people's enjoyment is like the most loser hater energy that is possible to have. So again, I don't have a problem with Melvin, but he can fuck off until, I don't know, I changed my mind. Dirty Yorkie says, Marrok is Ezra. He is under a spell. Sabine is heartbroken. Interesting theory. Kyle says Anakin becomes the father after he's redeemed. I actually agree with that, as I've laid out in this video. Benjamin Reeves with the 10 spot says, bruh, I'm excited mostly for the chance to further the redemption arc of Anakin. We never got to see the full development of it. Oh my God, you just said it as I was doing this. I'm sending it anyway. Dude. Yeah, and again, I think that is a huge deal for the Star Wars brand and for Star Wars lore. I think it would be a really cool thing for us to all witness. And Dave's the guy to do it, right? Dave is the guy to do it. Chris P. Chicken says, what a time to be a Star Wars fan. Seeing premium Revenge of the Sith Anakin made me think I took too many blinkers. Let's go. Come to the screening. I'd love to come to the screening. It's just unfortunately not... It's not a viable option for me. You know what I mean? But I'm glad y'all are going to be able to experience that. That is dope. Hugh says, Marrok just ended up being a glup shitto. I love it. Yeah, and again, I don't have a problem with that, but I do think it's kind of whack that they marketed multiple figures for this guy. Like, real talk, chat, did any of you guys buy the Marrok figures or like pre-order them or whatever? Anybody here actually get some Marrok figures? Fat naked Jimmy Neutron, no! No! Oh boy. Tylen, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. Star Wars fans are like being married to a good woman. Keep them happy and there's nothing to worry about. I hear you there. Big Stevie W says, what's up, brother? Love seeing the excited Josh for Star Wars again. That excitement is what brought me here back in the day. Are we seeing the light at the end of the tunnel for Star Wars? Yeah, I mean, I did a video earlier. I said that Dave Filoni just saved Star Wars. I actually believe that. It's not cap. For real, no bussin'. Because this is just the beginning. And the theories, the speculation, and the fun. And it's weird how things happen because, you know, we're obviously deep into these strikes. It seems like a lot of the other Star Wars stuff is going to be delayed. And so... it's probably going to be the case that after the strikes are over, we're either getting another season of Ahsoka or we're going right into Filoni's movie. And it's like, yo. That is pretty dope. That's pretty cool. Julian React says, don't think Marrok was Night Sister magic. Balin, in an earlier episode, said Marrok will do his task to Morgan. Yeah, but I don't see how that... like negates what we saw with our eyes. Augie says, did you notice Anakin has Vader's hilt? Oh yes, I noticed. Oh yes, I noticed. D Murdoch says, Unity, baby. Episode 4 was so solid. I spent 13 supers last night. LOL. It's dead ass, maybe better than all of Mando. And now we get to watch episode 5 in theaters. Hashtag Filoni for Prez. Dude, I know it's it really is a special time, and I'm very excited for the fandom. Very excited for the fandom, man. That's cool. Fat Naked Jimmy Neutron. Look, Fat Naked Jimmy Neutron. I know we've had our differences in the past. But welcome to the Nerd Ventures. You are a Nerd Venture now. Maybe someday Melvin will be a Nerd Venture, you know? Like, I know he's probably real butthurt. He's probably working on his shill of the week. Josh Lucas censored me, you know, whatever the fuck he's got to do. And again, I respect it. Do what you got to do, Melvin. But you could still be welcome in the tower, Melvin. You could still be welcome. I don't have a problem with you. I just have a problem with what you were trying to do tonight. You know what I mean? And besides, like, now you get to make a video about it. You should be happy, Melvin. Jesus Christ. Josh Randor says, I got my tickets to see the next episode in theaters. I've never seen Star Wars in a theater. Hyped. What? Dude, Josh, that's dope, bro. So you've never seen Star Wars in a theater? And now you're going to get to watch this episode in the theater? I'm jealous, dude. I am jealous. Good for you, brother. Aaron Boss says, the way they hyped up Anakin, I think they are hiding a bigger reveal. I'm calling Freddie Prinze Jr. cameo. I mean, to be honest with you, that would be cool. Like, the Kanan stuff would be cool. But, like, why would they do that? Like, why would they do that? They're going for the biggest hot... Like, they're going bigger than that. You know what I mean? Nick says, theory, Sabine has joined the bad guys. She joins the dark side, and her brother starts the Knights of Ren. Ooh, I like that. That would not be bad. I don't think it lines up with other canonical stuff, but I like where your head's at. King Kev Light says, the episode is 66 out of 10, but Anakin Force Ghost robes was white in Return of the Jedi. Invader theme played at the end. Maybe flashback Anakin? Should I get New York Comic-Con ticket? It's totally your call, man. I'm going to be there on Saturday, and I'm going to be, like, around, so we're going to be having some fun and whatnot. But, yeah, it's totally your call. If you can swing it, swing it. You know what I mean? I always say, if you can swing it, swing it. Yes. And, yeah, I've already kind of explained what I think's going on with Anakin, and I'm going to do a big video about it tomorrow. So, if you want the condensed version with like good editing and everything, check that video out tomorrow. Skywalker Crew says, George taught Dave well, bro. Incredible episode. Nerdvengers for life. Thank you. I really appreciate that, and I agree. Lord Vader says, that was the greatest piece of Star Wars Disney has done. The fights, the sounds of the choke, the acting, the music. We haven't seen Thrawn yet. Yeah, can you believe it? Jareth, welcome back, brother. Can you guys believe that we haven't even seen Thrawn yet? I mean, this shit is so hype. We haven't even seen Thrawn. We haven't even seen Ezra. Moose Master 5000, welcome back to the Nerdvengers, baby. Appreciate you, man. What time's the video dropping? Probably in the afternoon. I'll let you know. Follow me on the tweeters. Do I know anything about the ending of the show? Yes, I do, but I'm not going to talk about it now. Tyson H says, with a 10 spot, and I appreciate it, says, I don't think it's actually Anakin. Perhaps it's the son or just a vision. I think he'll eventually start blaming her for everything, which will cause her to go back looking for a way to change everything. That is an interesting theory. Again, I've laid out what I think, but I like the theories. I like the speculation, so I'm down, man. Grant says, feels good to finally have some great Star Wars to talk about. So many cool new ideas being explored. I thought the hyperspace jump scene was incredible. I agree. I thought it was great. The Napski says, Balin is a tank, just like Darth Vader. I got that vibe instantly. Plus, Shin looks like a Sister of Battle from Warhammer. Love it. She does kind of look like a Sister of Battle. Maybe that's why I like the character so much and think she's so talented. You know what I mean? D Murdoch says, 2K Nerdvengers in here. Smash that like button, boys. Yeah, we're doing good, man. We got like 1,400 likes on here, man. Ty, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Duncan says, I think Balin trying to start Dark Jedi Order. Lost his faith. Must destroy in order to create. Padawan Braid, super wise and strong morals, etc. He is a really interesting and compelling character. I really like the Balin character. But I don't think he's a Jedi. I guess Dark Jedi, close to a Dark Jedi, maybe? Yeah, pretty interesting, dude. Pretty interesting, huh? It's TJ says, feeling those Lord of the Rings parallel vibes. Sabine not wanting to give up the ring map. Ahsoka the White coming. Dude, that's a great point. I forgot to mention that. That felt really like a Isildur. And I even said it. I was like, she's doing an Isildur. They're doing an Isildur with her right now. Cast it into the fire. Mitch says, hey Josh, just wanted to give a 7 to 10 perspective without hating. I watch everything nerdy besides Clone Wars and Rebels. I finished the episode feeling awesome but slightly underwhelmed. Part 1 of 3. Okay, well, I'll have to get to your other parts in a second here, bro. You know what? I guess I'll try to find it here. Couldn't figure out why. CGI visual effects were movie level. Acting was incredible. Fights were awesome. But I think it's solely because I know there are epic storylines and arcs that I don't know about. It feels like the deeper this episode gets, the saltier I get myself for not catching up on the shows. It's to the point where I want to stop watching Ahsoka and watch the animated before returning. That's an interesting perspective. I really appreciate the support on that super chat, or those super chats. This is one of those things that it's like, I cannot, like hashtag can't relate, I guess, you know, like it's hard to, I just don't know what that's like, you know. And look, I know there are probably people that don't like the episode, like totally reasonable people that are just like, nah, it just wasn't for me. I didn't get it. It's too weird, whatever. Totally understand it. you know, maybe you could catch up. Maybe you don't have to. Maybe just keep watching the show, see if it feels any different. Yeah, it's like totally okay if you're not loving the show. I'm not here to say like if you don't like the show, you're not a Star Wars fan or whatever, right? But I do think I think it's personally obvious, and I think it's also kind of cool that most Star Wars fans really like what just happened. And I haven't seen that and felt that in a long time. And the moment is cool. So it's like, yo, all good, you know, like you can feel how you feel, like it's fine, you know, even Melvin can feel how he feels. But I just don't think you can like try to warp reality. Like it's pretty obvious that a lot of people are super down, and this is very exciting. So that's, you know, that's kind of like the best I can do, I guess. Mike says Vader saber and Anakin episode 2 saber are very similar, so it could be his episode 2 saber. Yeah, but why would Dave do that? You know what I mean? The Ellis Marcus says open episode with Annie attacking Ahsoka, but it ends up to be one last combat training session before he pep talks her into a return and finish the mission. Yeah, I actually think something similar will happen. Rosie says it's the brother. That is possible, and it would be cool. Dar Boyd says it's neither Vader nor Anakin's saber. It's new. How can you not see that? LOL, I was too broke for this super, but here we are. Oh my god, bro. I've never read that in a super chat and never felt so bad. Maybe you can charge it back. Valkyrie says it's not Anakin, it's the son. Bet. That is a popular theory. A lot of people are kind of feeling like that's the way. Trevin, welcome back to the Nerd Avengers. Advit Joshi says Anakin doesn't have a scar. How's that possible? I mean, we're literally in a world between worlds, beyond space and time, and you're asking me how is it possible that a character that's dead doesn't have a scar? And people in chat are literally saying he does have the scar. Yeah, I don't know. Love Balin's one answer responses when questioned. Yeah, there's a huge stoicism to him that I thought was really cool. Mikkel says, I love being happy about Star Wars again. Much love. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. MTS says, Saber is inconclusive to me. Okay, bro. But if you're a Force ghost, you aren't taking your mechanical arm with you like what bro has in the episode. Again, I think we're gonna get an explanation. I think we will probably get an explanation of that. Lord Vader says Anakin wouldn't have his lightsaber. He's dead. Good point. Brody says there are new Mortis gods, but who's the son? I don't know. Who is the son? Valkyrie says Ahsoka equal daughter, Ezra equals son, Anakin equal father. I do think that's cool, but I don't think that's what they're doing. I do think it's cool, but I don't think that's what they're doing. Brody says Anakin is fighting the mother and warns Ahsoka. Well, do you know who the mother is? Chat, do you know who the mother is? We talk about the father. We talk about the daughter. We talk about the son. Do you know who the mother is? Abeloth. And as the story goes, I believe Abeloth was a mortal being who drinks from this, like, almost like a pool of knowledge, of cosmic knowledge. And then she, like, lives with the Mortis gods for some time and kind of gets warped and becomes like a demonic entity. So, damn, wouldn't that be crazy? I don't know how they're going to do that. I feel like they kind of leave that stuff alone for now, you know? Yeah. Angel Stark says, wouldn't he be both Anakin and Vader in the world between worlds? Perfectly balanced. Q Thanos, Nerd Avengers for life. Yeah, I think that you're onto something there. I think that could absolutely be what's going on. The Anakin we know is the balance of Annie and Vader. Yeah, I actually think so. I think we're on a lot of the same page. Full Trainer Access says, even if you wrong, great theory. Epic and plausible. Hey, man, I appreciate it. Luis and Red Metal, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. Gundam says, is the leak photo of Maul in Ahsoka behind the scenes real? No, it is not. That is a old fake photo. Joy says, I think Ahsoka is going to learn one last lesson from her master, sort of like what Kanan did for Ezra when they entered the world between worlds. Yeah, I think we're all feeling something similar is going to happen. Nate says, in the book you talked about, Anakin's ghost phased between Anakin and Vader Force Ghost. It was explained that since he turned his Force Ghost wasn't pure light. Wow, that's really interesting. I wonder if that will be brought in there. I missed your super chat. I don't think I did, bro. And I'm not going to go back up because I'm not going to lose my place. I'll check after this, but I think I did get it. ABC says, I did a super chat that night where I agreed with you. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Toxic Nerd says, oh, geez. Here we go. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Toxic Nerd says, let Josh and Dave cook. Hey, appreciate that. MK Matt says, Josh's credibility after last night, rising stock. Pump the stock, baby. Go check out Unity. Pump the stock. Harris says, show the clip of him finding out. What do you mean, finding out? Let me know what you mean in chat. Darth Baba says, this stream is historic. Good times we are having. Hell yeah, brother. I'm having a great time. Jorge says, how do you think Ahsoka will reach Pradea if there isn't a redo of the first half of the season? I don't like the redo because it will kill Sabine arc. Yeah, I agree. So she could just pop out of the portal in the new universe, perhaps even on the Chimera, coming out of the Lothal Temple. It's possible that there's the Purgle, like maybe her and Hera and Jason, get attached to a Purgle and leave that way. There's a lot of different ways that it could happen. Mike Snow says, it feels so good to be able to nerd out for good Star Wars. Dave needs to run everything moving forward. Let him cook. Hell yeah, brother. I agree. Syrup says, Josh, do you think we get a scene where Sabine gives Ezra his lightsaber back and we see him piece up Shin Batty? From what we've heard, Ezra might not need a lightsaber anymore. Maybe I'll just leave it at that. Chillin' in the Basement says, we've been needing this for so long. I can't wait for episode 5. It's beyond awesome to go on my channel and be able to celebrate Star Wars. Nerd Vengers for life. Take my money. Hey, I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. Dirt Wizard with the 10 spot says, this is a great week. I got deep into Star Wars with the OT and the Heir to the Empire book. Now my son is getting into Star Wars with this show as an intro to the live-action Heir movie. Go, Dave, go. That is fan-freaking-tastic, dude. That is super cool. Happy for you, man. Happy for you. Darth Black Series says, Anakin has used knowledge learned from Sidious to bring himself back to life, but dwells in the world between worlds, viewing Padme and watching his kids grow up. May the Force be with you. Wouldn't that be dope? Wouldn't that be super dope? Captain says, impressive 2-hour performance. Do you have any plans or wishes to go on a larger platform? Do they ever try to poach you? Mad Mike Skills, my man. Hey, thanks so much. I mean, yeah, I've been approached here and there for some things, but I guess I don't know like fully what you're asking. I've said this before, but it's like super hard to like the YouTube game's pretty nice. And when you get to the point where you can sit in front of your computer and just be yourself and like make content and make money, like it's like what, like it's hard to like why would I go? Like I've thought about like radio and like all this, it's like why? Like why would I? Like what do you? Like what? Like yeah. I appreciate it though. Curran says, sorry for off topic, but I missed the beef with James Gunn. What did he tweet you? So TLDR, basically, I was talking about how James Gunn does not like Henry Cavill. This was before he fired Henry Cavill. And I was kind of like trying to warn everybody. And somebody tagged James Gunn. He debunked it and said that I was, that what I said was not true. I said, even more people have reached out to me to say that you really don't like him. And then he was like, said something like, you live in your mom's basement, fuck off. Or, you know what I mean? Like something like that. And so that obviously was, he was sending a lot of shit my way. You know what I mean? It's a troll, right? It's a clown. It's like, he dunked on me, and I totally get it. He ended up getting me monetized on Twitter, and, frankly, months later, I feel like I'm looking a little bit better than he is because people have just really gone after him to show how he talks out of both sides of his mouth, and he's a liar. Like the Ben Affleck thing was probably my favorite when he was like talking about how Ben Affleck would definitely direct something, like he's excited to direct something, and then Ben Affleck's like basically like, hell no, fam, I would never direct anything for James Gunn. So yeah, that's the TLDR. Bismo says 1 year badge Ahsoka is borderline life-changing for me, man. So excited to see what Dave cooked next week. When is the next Diamond stream? You know what? Maybe we should do one this Friday, man. I'm kind of getting the feeling that maybe we should do a Diamond Lounge this Friday. What do you think, chat? What do you think, chat? Should we hang out in the lounge this Friday? Should we? Full Trainer Access says, just tagged you on a clip of Nerd Theory on Twitter. I think I saw it, actually. Appreciate you, man. Brett James with the 10 spot says, it's Anakin Saber. It's hung opposed... Wait, what? The top of his waist is matte, no reflection due to the material. Look down at the rest. There's a reflection due to it being chrome material. Chrome is a mirror. I get what you're saying, and maybe you're right, but, like, I don't think that. I think it's Vader Saber. Matt Spiro says, there is no way Hera, Jason, and the crew didn't get terminal diseases for being right in the middle of that hyperspace jump. Yeah, maybe they can sue. Maybe they can open up a big class action lawsuit. You know what I mean? Again, welcome, Fat Naked Jimmy Neutron. Appreciate you. Chillin' in the Basement says, check the new badge, baby. Nerd Vengeance for life. Take my money. Unity! Oh, hell yeah, man. Go check out Unity. Guys, have I talked about Unity? Have you guys ever heard of Unity? My comic book on Kickstarter. Over 411 backers. I'm super excited. We're just over 41,000 raised. Woo! Woo! No? Explain more? Really? You really don't know about it? Okay, look. Have you guys seen the trailer that I put together? You guys haven't seen the trailer for my comic? Do I not do a good job promoting this? Am I the worst promoter of my own shit? Check out this trailer for it.
I was there when it happened. Golden light beamed down from the sky, giving humanity a great gift. Suddenly, the world had superheroes. 6 months later, we had war.
Oh shit.
After just a few weeks, it became clear no one would win this war. The gifted would destroy the world.
Yo, this looks kind of lit.
So, the world leaders met and devised a plan. The Unity Corps was formed, and all gifted were forced to turn themselves in.
This looks kind of lit.
But there was resistance.
Who's this fucking guy?
That resistance looked like it might just destroy what was left of humanity.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Then another golden miracle occurred.
Who's that guy?
Midas, he called himself, an artificial being from another world.
An artificial being?
He said he was here to help, and help he did.
Oh my god! He killed him.
All gifted were either imprisoned or recruited into the Unity Corps. Control was reestablished and humanity was saved. It's been 30 years since the end of the war, and there has been peace. Until now.
Damn. Damn, dude. That's kind of lit. Holy shit. I'm kind of blown away. I've never seen that before. Okay, let's keep going. Bree says, any chance this is when KK calls it quits? Don't want to bow out on a bad note, so waiting for Filoni to give her something good in her legacy. It's possible. I don't know. I've thought a lot about it. I don't know. Don't sell to Disney, bro. Never. D Murdoch with a $10 holla says, LMFAO, first off, shout out Unity. I'm going to be there in the theater watching next week's watch along. Wish me the best. Oh, and I tagged you in a post on Twitter. It was so lit. We had to get to experience this stuff with each other. Hell yeah, man. I'm glad we get to experience this together. It is really fun. And yeah, Unity. Amen. Jareth, welcome back. Moose Master, welcome back. Sami says, mind-blowing how we are 50% through and this hyped. And that's with 3 episodes being averagely good. The potential for next 4 episodes is unlimited. I agree. John says, will Ahsoka dust into the Force like Yoda after her task is done in the galaxy? And is that why we hear her in The Rise of Skywalker? I don't know if they'll explain the Rise of Skywalker stuff, to be honest with you. But possibly. Tobin says, Marrok turned to dust like the Inquisitor Ahsoka killed in Tales. Could this be an Ahsoka thing? That's a really interesting theory. I think it's possible Ahsoka has seen this before. I think it's possible that strange, dark things are happening. Ty, welcome to the Nerd Avengers, man. Appreciate you. Steven Smitty says, flashback with Morgan while Grievous slaughters Night Sisters. Oh my God, that would be crazy. Jared Loveberry says, this is my first time signing up for my own membership after being gifted so many. I am taking my daughter next week in Chicago for the fan event, Nerd Avengers for Life. Bro, that's awesome. Yo, take some pics. Send me some pics, man. Happy for you, brother. That is awesome, man. And I got to go pick up the thing. It's probably already here. I just haven't been over to the P.O. box in a while, so maybe I'll go tomorrow. But yeah, that would be really cool. Galactic Spike with a 10 spot says, it's so nice to actually be speculating about Star Wars again instead of just talking about politics and drama behind the scenes. Much love, bro. I couldn't agree more. And I mean, like, honestly, it's kind of a lot of these other, like, I don't even blame the haters. Like, real talk, I don't. I blame Disney. Like, because they had a way to give us just good shit and to keep the conversation on the content. And they fumbled that, you know what I mean? So I hear you, though. I'm very excited that we're here where we are. Callisto with a $25 haul. I really appreciate it. It says the gifted memberships and this S chat is because I'm such a happy Star Wars fan right now. Thank you for the space to share that joy with my den of nerds, bros, and sisters. Off topic, would love to see you as a guest on Elisa's anime channel sometime. Yeah, that would be great. We've talked a lot about that, and I'd love to talk about anime with her on the channel, and I think we're going to be able to do it. It's just like I've been so busy this week, you know, and Unity's been keeping me very busy. You know, I haven't even done a Warhammer video in like almost a month, and I feel bad. So, yeah, still plenty to do, and I'm really excited about the rest of this year. And going into next year, there's a lot of fun stuff that we'll be able to experience together. MK Matt says, so nice to be back into the main story of Star Wars. Been far too much skirting around the edges. Feels like Disney hasn't given us the main story stuff till now. Yeah, I agree with that, brother. King Veer says, if Whitwer is not Marrok, why is he credited? He's credited for additional sounds. He actually comes in and does a lot of additional sound work on a lot of the movies and whatnot, because he's a voice actor and he's also like Star Wars royalty, and they know he can keep a secret. So yeah, he does a lot of that kind of stuff. Josh Meadows says, it's for sure the episode 3 saber. Vader hilt hangs from the top, but this one hangs upside down like the hilt in episode 3. It's also very dark from the lighting. Yeah, a lot of you guys think that. I don't. But I hear you. Darth Zaddy says, theory trying to not give you credit for calling it. Said, Josh didn't call shit. He read Reddit. Anyone can read Reddit. What say you, Josh? I would say that the ability to take information and distill it through a proper lens and figure out what is going on is a skill. And I have that skill. A lot of other people have that skill. But I don't mind, my brother Theory, saying what he said. It's all good. You know what I mean? It's all good. But I think part of the reason that I'm able to do it, like, here's the thing. I know some other leakers, okay? And a lot of these leakers, like, there's one person in particular that I'm thinking of that is able to just hear a couple of things, and based on their, like, sort of nerdy knowledge, they could figure out what that means. So, like, if somebody works on a show, like, here's like an example of this. If somebody works on a movie or a show and they hear the Black Priests are going to be in Doctor Strange 3, they might have no idea what that means. Okay? But if they leak it out, somebody like me is going to be able to be like, oh my God, I know exactly what that means. And I now have a pretty good frame for what they're actually going to do in Doctor Strange 3, right? So that's absolutely a skill. And also, I'm pretty sure, yes, anybody can read Reddit, but there's a reason that most people don't, and there's a reason that most people have no idea how all of this stuff works. You know what I mean? So, hey, look, it's all good, bruh. It's all good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very confident in my own skill set, and it's taken me pretty far. So, Dafter says, this just feels so damn good. I agree, and I'm feeling pretty good myself. Caleb McAndrew says, Ahsoka should have fought Shin and Marrok with 2 lightsabers. Marrok death was lame. And what the hell, Shin? Just use the Force and you win. She did use the Force. She tripped her up a couple of times. Yeah. I hear you, though. If you didn't love it, that's all good. Darth Black Series said, Bod Balin should be Tate brother. Stay up, G's. I do not even know. I barely understand what that means. Gundam says, what would you like to see in Filoni's movie? Would you love to see Mando plus Ahsoka plus Boba plus Ghost Crew plus Luke? And what's your favorite 40K faction / chapter? We'll start with the 40K stuff. I love the Custodes and, Constantine Valdor, all the Custodians, man. The Custodians are awesome. But if it's Space Marines and, like, my favorite chapter, I love the Dark Angels. So I really like the Dark Angels. I'm a sucker for, like, Knights and Arthurian stuff. So that's a big part of the Dark Angels. And the Lion himself is super cool. So that's probably my favorite faction of that. And as far as what I want to see in Dave's movie, I'd love to see all of those characters. But the challenge is going to be, how do you keep it a sort of more focused story? And how could you do some of that fun, cameo stuff without, like, taking away from the main story? They have to be very careful how they, like, put that all together. Yeah. So I guess what I would want to, what do I really want to see? Luke, for sure, being a big part of it. Thrawn, for sure, being a big part of it. And a lot of the mysticism and stuff, too. I mean, dude, honestly, there's a chance even Anakin's a part of it, just based on what Dave might be doing with Anakin. You know what I mean? So, pretty cool. Jared N says, liking, not loving the show, but back half of this episode was epic and feels like the rest of the show will be epic. Finally, some Star Wars craziness. Oh, hell yeah, man. I absolutely agree with that. Justified says, still out here not giving a fuck about Marrok. The cowboy is a legend for this. Seeing Anakin was dope. Can't wait to see next week, which after the last few shows is wild to say. I know, bro. And I 100% agree with you. Jose with the 99 cents. Thanks for the 99 cents. Max says, hyping up episode 5. Thrawn and Ezra gotta show up right. I don't even know if that's on the table. That's not even anything close to, like, that's not what I'm talking about. Although that would be dope. Darth Black Series says, P.S. Lizzo is the mother. I'm sorry, don't wait. Oh, yeah. Jose with the 99 cents actually put up a $5 hauler and says, theory was corrected by chat and realized you came up with the theory. Okay, cool. Onaka says, hey, Josh, Star Wars is back. Dave be cooking a Michelin star meal for us. I'm not sure what that means. Even my buddies who were checked out for so long love the episode. Let Dave cook. Absolutely, brother. Couldn't agree more. Kick-ass stream, brother. Sent you a DM on Discord. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I think that's all the soupies, guys. But why do I feel like a bunch more soupies came in and this thing just didn't show me? Let me refresh. Did I miss a bunch of supers here? Why does it feel like I missed a bunch of stuff and YouTube's just not showing me it? Member chats? I read a ton of member chats. Let's see here. Daily Star Wars quote says, number 7, a student's path to wisdom, lost in the shadows, watches paths of the impure and discards garments. Master Yoda, the path of the curious. I don't know what that means, brother. Send me like a email if that's like a serious thing. Vagabond over the light says, can we talk about the amazing of the costuming for Shin Hati? She'd be looking like a medieval badass warrior. Her pauldrons are amazing. I think the costume design is incredible in this show. I really do. I think they've done tremendous work. I think Balin is awesome. I think Shin is awesome. I think Sabine in live action is great, especially like her armor and everything. Like, dude, and that's not an easy thing to do either. So I definitely think it's sick. It's the Daily Star Wars quote. What does that mean? What does that mean, bro? I sent 13 yesterday, but Bretta only read like maybe 3 or 4. Wait, what? That's crazy. Are you telling me that YouTube's own back end is like not the fuck? Bruce Willis was dead the whole time. Hashtag $2 movie spoilers. How dare you spoil that? Okay, seriously, the costumes for the Republic officers and troops is cringy. Is it? I mean, it's basic. I don't know if it's cringy. I don't know if it's cringy, though. Okay, seriously. Oh, no, I just read that. I sent you a better pic of Anakin Saber with better lighting. Is that on Discord or the tweeters? Looks like the tweeters. I mean, I guess it could be Anakin Saber. I still think it's gonna have a red blade. Oh yeah, let's do the thing for the Kickstarter. Okay, so let me just double check here. Let me refresh. Okay, so we have 412 backers. So what I need to do. Okay. So what I need to do is dice roller. I think it's this one. Okay. What is it? 412? 411. 412. Okay. 412. 412. 1. Okay. Okay, hang on. Havoc says, do we think Anakin pulled Ahsoka out like Ezra did in Rebels? Does this mean Anakin found the world between worlds in the prequels? I think he found the world between worlds after he died. Zach React says, Thrawn Ezra showing up in episode 5. I am not sure, brother. I am not sure. If I win with my $1 pledge, I'm going to be hyped. That would be funny. Okay, let me see if I can pull this up so we can kind of do this together here. Okay, so y'all can kind of see that, right? So it's basically a random number generator. 413, you just donated? Really? Okay, let me refresh the page then. Are you sure? You lying? You capping? You capping right now? Okay, 413. Watch it be 413 too. That would be crazy. Okay. 413. 1 die. Boom. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This will be the number that corresponds to the backer, which I'm going to have to go on the back end and see who it is. Bam! Oh my God, 407, dude. Wow. Okay, I can't show this part on screen because it has everybody's info, but let me see who 407 is. That's wild. Which one was it again? 407. Okay, let me see. Let me see here. 407. 407 is Jonathan Ashcroft. Jonathan Ashcroft, who I will email. Jonathan Ashcroft, you have won the first ever Unity action figure. You were close. You were close, James. Yeah. And I'm going to paint it up. Don't worry. We're going to do more drawings as we get a little bit closer to the end of the Kickstarter. We got about 2 weeks to go. We got about $9,000 to raise. And I think we're going to be able to do it. Again, I really appreciate Paul pushing it out today on his Ahsoka video. He didn't have to do it. I mean, like, you know, real talk, like, Paul could have put it on any video. Paul could have, like, put it on a video that he didn't think was going to get views or whatever. He put it on his Ahsoka breakdown for the biggest Ahsoka episode yet. And, yeah, we got a ton of backers from him. So I really appreciate that. Thank you, Paul. We've got a couple other of my YouTube friends that are going to be doing some spots and plugging the book. So a lot of cool stuff. And man, like, my whole thing is I just want to get it funded. I want to, you know, pay the team. I'm giving the team, because like all this money goes to the team, and to like printing and everything, right? It's like a huge book. It would be a huge amount of work and a big chunk of money for the artists and the colorist and everybody. So to me, it's like, get this thing funded, and then we're gonna really be able to show everybody just how damn cool this comic book is, because it's really cool. And once we get it out there and we start like actually showing this thing off, I think people are gonna be like, damn, that is dope. I really like it. But we've got to get it funded. We've got to figure out how to do this. We're very close. So I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the support so far. We added a bunch of new items. So, you know, if you want to help give us a little boost, you can get a t-shirt, get a bundle. You know, there's all sorts of ways. Oh, and also, we did do a digital version, because I had some people hitting me up that were in, you know, foreign markets that were like, I want to read it. I want to support, but I don't want to deal with shipping. I don't want to deal with international shipping, et cetera, et cetera. So we do have a digital-only tier if you want to go get that. So, yeah. All right, everybody. Much love. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you. There goes the battery. Perfect timing. Much love to you all. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh, yeah. Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, baby. This is what nerd venging is really supposed to be. This is what it's supposed to be like to be a fan. As I always say, open up that third eye and wash out your stinky butt. I'll see you later.